I'm Donna.
And I'm Bruce, and this is Lyrical Wisdom.
Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Donna. How are you?
I am wonderful. I was about to say the same thing. How are you on this fine day?
I'm doing great. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
I feel like today is one of those beautiful days that it's never going to end.
You know, I woke up with such gratitude this morning because for the first time in a little while, I slept for a long time. You know,
Oh, wow.
for a long period. Usually it's like every 2 hours or something. I'm either tossing or turning or
Yeah.
getting up. You know, it's
Yeah.
like so. Yeah, I had a beautiful night last night, which has developed into this beautiful day.
Oh, nice. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like this morning just started out with that feeling behind it. So I'm hoping that's our synchronicity because
I think it is. Thank you for the
yeah.
coffee. It's so
Oh,
delicious.
yeah.
Ah,
I love to share my coffee and I
yeah,
love to share my
yeah,
words. So I'm
yeah.
really
Me
grateful.
too. So thank you all. Thank you for being here and welcome to Lyrical
Yeah.
Wisdom. We have a wonderful song for you this morning, but first, I want to remind you that you can send in requests.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We can receive requests because we love it. We can also receive any kind of ideas or even constructive criticism too. Just
Comments.
please, yeah, comment and come and find out what we got going on or ask us at lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Send us an email there and ask us anything you like. And we can also be found on,
Spotify.
yeah, very exciting,
Yep.
very cool. Spotify
Spotify.
and YouTube. We can be found at Spotify at Lyrical Wisdom, and on YouTube it's Lyrical Wisdom Show. And so please look for us on YouTube, Lyrical Wisdom Show, where you can make a comment, you can like us and subscribe to us. I'm hoping you like us and subscribe to us, and then tell us what you think. Put in an idea. Maybe
Put in a request.
yeah, put in a request. We have all kinds of options. Spotify is a wonderful use of an application. You can take us anywhere. So please check us out. Yeah,
Yeah.
driving along, one of my favorite places to listen to my own voice. No, I'm just kidding. But
I was going to say the shower because most people sing in the shower.
yeah,
But yeah, you can listen to Spotify just about anywhere when you're doing just about anything.
anything. Yeah,
You can be washing dishes at
You
the
can.
sink and
You
listening to Lyrical Wisdom.
that's right.
So thank you all so much.
Yes, thank you. And this morning we have a song that I love.
I love this
it-
artist.
I do too.
He's got a place in my heart.
Yeah, this is a wonderful way to start the morning. And I think that we should just go ahead and get right into it. This is Redemption Song by Bob Marley
And the Wailers.
and the Wailers. So here we go. Redemption Song by Bob Marley. Old pirates, yes, they rob I. Sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Oh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Whoa, have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Yes, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs. All I ever have, redemption songs. These songs of freedom. Songs of freedom. Wow.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be quite honest with you, Bruce, and those of you beautiful souls listening here on Lyrical Wisdom. I don't know that I have really heard this song. You know, I say that a lot.
Yeah, well.
And then I listen to it and I'm like, oh, I know this song.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
But I'm not sure who the Wailers are. So I'm not sure if I really truly have heard this song. I don't know, but I'm really interested to dive into these lyrics because I believe that Bob Marley, in writing these lyrics, was almost a prophet himself.
Yeah.
Because look where we are. I mean, to me, this is where we're at this time on Earth.
Yes.
Here in 2025. Old pirates, yes, they rob I. Sold I to the merchant ships.
That is something that I think I say this with some of us out there listening. I think you can have some harmony with this, and that is that he uses the I very specifically and intentionally. And that, to me, is something that is so critical in how I'm now looking at this song, because using that I in the way that he is a way of referring to the self in a very, very potent and higher consciousness way. I have a loss for words reading it because I feel the same way that you do, Donna. I've heard the song a million times. I've listened to it so many times. When I was reading it, I felt like I could actually recite it in a bit of the rhythm of the song, and I felt it connect with me. And then I felt the connection of the use of the I. The I am, and then whatever your intention.
The capital I.
Yes, that beautiful thing that is, honestly, it has turned into a bit of a catchphrase in some ways, but there's still a lot of that we can still take from that.
Well, I also believe because in just looking at I, it's that part of ourselves that is ours and ours alone.
Yes.
The individuality of the divinity.
Yes.
Because we all are one in the divinity.
Yeah.
And yet there is an aspect of ourselves, I,
yes.
which makes us an individual.
And almost very private. Almost very exclusively just you listening or me by myself, me as an individual. Yes. Mm-hmm. And it is, I think it is so beautiful because that to me just came really tumbling out. And I love how we've talked about this before, that that you have felt, Donna, that sometimes we start speaking and we start focusing on what we're saying into this microphone in front of us, and it feels like it's honestly a channel. It feels like it is another voice. And that's what I felt like when I started to read these words.
I was right there with you, Bruce.
it suddenly took
the whole room disappears and you just become the I.
It was amazing. And so they, old pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I, from the bottomless pit. And I think of that as this historical account of something that has happened in the past. We all are aware of what that
bottomless pit is.
Yes, we are all aware, but we also know who the old pirates are in this song. Sold I to the merchant ships. We understand because that is a part of human history.
Oh, yeah.
And so we know what
Yeah.
that is referring to in some very 3D ways, but then going deeper behind that is that I. And that is where I think that From the Bottomless Pit brings it all back together and then forms the funnel of the intentions of Bob Marley and the Wailers when they wrote this by saying, "But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly." To me, that is just such a beautiful way of saying, like a guru that gets locked out of, I go back to this guy, locked out of the ashram and has to spend the night on the street because the gates are all locked up and they couldn't sleep because they're getting bitten by mosquitoes. This realization that, okay, this is reminding me that I am truly alive, deeply and truly behind all of the history, behind all of the things that have happened. We are able to become stronger. Our hand can be made strong by the hand of the universe or the Almighty or the Spirit. We forward in this generation, we grow and we evolve and we learn triumphantly.
Yeah. I love, that's what I said. It's like, wow, what a prophetic song this is.
Yeah.
Because here we are in this generation where never in our lives before have we seen such progress in everything, in our spirituality, in our technology, in our communication, in the way that we are developing our bodies and understanding, so many people are beginning to reverse age. It's like this generation is here to be triumphant.
Yes.
And that I love this. We forward in this generation triumphantly.
Yeah, I love the fact that we're both using the words from the song. I love that because it is such a connection.
So now here we are, Bruce, reaching out to each and every one of you. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs.
Yeah.
Our voices are our creative platform.
Yes.
They're the magic wand that creates our own reality.
Yes.
And that is what is so beautiful, is when we begin to sing these songs of freedom, that's what's going to come to us, because that is what we're speaking into. That is what we are calling with our beautiful voices.
Yes. Yes.
And then it goes on to say what? Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Yeah. What? Oh, emancipate. I love that word.
Me
I just
too.
remember it from an old movie. I don't know, Friday, the twins. I don't know, when the child was trying to emancipate themselves from their parents. Emancipate yourself. Take back your power.
Yes.
Take back your sovereignty.
Yes.
Your divinity.
Yes. It is only for you. And the best part about that is it's there for us all the time. We haven't lost it. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's just waiting for us to...
It's been stuck in that bottomless pit.
Yes. It's simply, however you look at this, if you think of it as shining the light on something and then that helps heal or something to that effect, whatever it is, you just got to look at it. Put your attention on your divinity, on your freedom, on your power, and feel that. Take it back.
Right. And I think it's really beautiful the way that he uses mental slavery.
Yes.
Because that's all it is. I mean,
Yes.
when we focus on the past, even things that we didn't even do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, well, I come from a, generation, that, was slaves, or I come from a generation that was, put down a lot because, or I come from this generation, and we divide ourselves by pretty much the color of our skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's when that's to me what mental slavery is. It is focusing on the division and the what is different from me and you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because once you put that intention and that focus on the differences, they become bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
It gives them an energy.
And you can't free your mind. Your
No.
mind stays, even though you may not be consciously aware of it, subconsciously, those quote programs, because remember the pirates and the merchants
Yep.
who, program the mind to believe this and believe that, and you have to do this and you have to do that. This is the call, I believe, of freedom for us all to just look at one another and say, wow, I see you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you.
Yes.
I love you for being here now, because we were all made from the hand of the Almighty.
Yes,
and
we
we
were.
are moving forward in this generation.
Yes.
Triumphantly.
And have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. And I wanted to read the next line, but none of them can stop the time. So
The time.
like, we forget that even though there is that thing that's hanging out there saying, I'm atomic energy and I could come and get you, it's like, really? That's not actually the truth. We have these things, you were just touching on it, that distract us, that keep us focused on these things, that make us think that those are reasons for us to have divisions. And we define ourselves by our past. And that part is something that we need to also let go. The definition of what we are is not based on the actions of our generations before us, the actions of people before us. That it does not define who we are.
What defines us is us.
Yes.
Every moment of every moment
Yes.
that you exist is what you are creating. You are defining yourself in that moment.
Yes.
And it's your choice.
Yes.
It's the choices we make each and every day, to have fear, or to think that, they're going to blow up the world or whatever, or to have fear with Russia or Ukraine. And it's like so much that is where the pirates and the merchants are keeping us in slavery,
Yes.
in mental slavery.
Yes.
And this is the call that Bob Marley and the Wailers are putting forward that Bruce and I are now putting forward now to
Yes.
you all here with us to understand the beauty that is truly all around us, especially in some of these songs.
Yeah.
These lyrics to me are so powerful.
They are.
Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is we have created time.
Yeah.
This is a construct that we put in place eons ago so that we can be
function
on this earth and say, hey, I'll meet you at 10 o'clock. Because we became mental slaves. In the past, there was no time. There was only a Mayan calendar that focused on the stars in the sky and knew when the planets, when this star was in the eastern sky, I better start gathering, my crops because it's going to get cold. You know,
Yeah.
they just intuitively knew these things. And we also had that beautiful thing called telekinesis.
Yes.
Is it telepathy? Telepathy, where we knew what was happening with one another. We could feel.
We listened.
We were so connected energetically and entangled with each other.
We did.
That when something was wrong with someone, you just knew it, and you would go and you would help them. No questions asked. But then we became so focused on things outside of us that we lost that beautiful, and we had to construct time so that we could continue to function and be in this time.
In this time, and in a way from in the bottomless pit, because that's the part that there's parts of this that have been constructed just like time that are mentioned in the song. The old pirates, well, they had to construct their construct in order to believe that they could go and rob I in the song and sell I to the merchant ships. There's a lot of, I want to say, manipulation, and that is a part of the mental slavery. And that's why that emancipate yourselves from mental slavery, none but ourselves can free our minds, is so powerful. And then the rest of that, backing it up, because we know of Bob Marley to sound like a prophet, and he asks that question: how long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? And some say that's just kind of a part of it, but you know, we've got
to fulfill the book.
The book. Something is telling us that this is what you're going to do. So this is what you're going to do. You're just stuck. You know,
I've been waiting for this lyric, Bruce.
Okay,
because I wanted to ask you, whose book is it?
Well, it depends on, I think.
So this is, I think, what part of the problem is that you write your own book.
Bam.
People are so focused on the book,
thinking
that, you know, this is how life is. You know, you're born, you go to school, you go to college, you get married, you have kids. That's the book. It's been written that way for so many years.
Yes.
And that we're here to just, hey, that's a part of it. You know, we've got to fulfill the book.
Yeah.
And it's in that moment of emancipating yourself that you realize, oh, wait a minute. I get to write my own book.
Yes.
This is my story. This is my life. Yeah. I exist.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
And it was like, wow, okay. When you read that, I was like, well,
no.
Okay, so who's writing the book? Who wrote the book that we're having to fulfill? A lot of people say that, Bruce. They always say that, you know, if we are predestined, why even try?
It's a good question, but at the same time, it's because I think that we do want to relive those moments of smelling that beautiful flower and experiencing that beautiful sunrise or sunset again, because we've been gifted memory. That's a gift.
That's true.
And what we hold on to, yes, that can feel like a burden and pain, but it is a gift to have memory. And that, I think, is why we sometimes get lost in hope, and we forget that we can put that, like you said, we can write our own story, so we can put all those things into action, and we can make that story our own life, our existence.
I was going to say the second gift is choice.
Yes.
Because, that memory, and you said, yes, some of them are very painful.
Yeah.
We also have choice.
Yeah.
Do I wish to hold on to this memory that is causing pain in my body? Or do I choose to, forgiveness is a word that is coming in, and just letting go of it and saying, it happened. I choose not to carry it with me as part of my memory anymore.
I love that.
Because I have grown, and there's no reason to hold on to that. What he said, she said 10 years ago.
Yeah. It's kind of that, like, I'm over it kind of thing, you know, that cliche. But I agree, because that is a part of this, you know. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty, we forward in this generation triumphantly because we can let go and allow ourselves to move on and not define ourselves
Yes.
by these experiences.
Exactly. And that, what I just now remembered, is what even in the predestined way of life, it is going to be triumphant no matter what. And I think the beauty is, okay, I can accept having a predestined life because I'm choosing to make that predestination beautiful,
And
a wonderful life, a joyful life, a happy life. And the beauty is, within that predestined life, there is choice. You can choose how you're getting there.
Choose your own
Do you want to
adventure.
take the hard road? Do you want to take
Yeah.
the long road? Do you want to take the shortcut? Do you want to take the, the windy road through the woods and by the beach and up the mountain?
Yeah.
There is still what is called free will.
I was just thinking that is
There is. You have a choice to the way, the outcome, which my belief is going to be good no matter what, may be predestined. But the opportunity to how you're going to get there is it's free will.
It's free will.
Your choice.
Free choice.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that. And then, of course, he repeats the whole thing again: to emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None.
Yeah.
No one else outside of you can. None but ourselves can free our mind. Whoa. Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time.
Yeah.
How long shall they kill our prophets? That's an interesting line, because it does allude to that. What do people call that? Conspiracy theory or whatever? Because a lot of, Jesus was crucified. A lot of our messengers that came with very strong messages have, been crucified, been, burned at the stake. All those beautiful healing witches. It's like,
there's
how long shall we just look and watch them, do that?
Well, and we can, and it's something that a lot of people, I think, out there, when you hear these things, you think, well, yeah, because you can kind of see that coming. Most of us, in a way, we kind of know a little bit of what's about to happen sometimes in these situations, because we can feel it. Our intuition is telling us, hey, but I also have to admit that this is something that has been occurring over time. It is something that we can see happening, and it isn't something that we should feel deters us to have fear. That's part of what they say when they say have no fear of atomic energy. Mm-hmm. All of the thinking and the feelings that we're going to be suppressed, have no fear of that, because nobody should be afraid of being suppressed. Suppression is our choice. Mm-hmm. It is something that we can feel that is imposed upon us, but we truly are the ones that suppress ourselves in the end and in the beginning, of course. Yeah. And so
it's part of that shadow work about, are you a victim?
Yes.
Are you a rescuer?
Yeah.
Or are you just being you?
Yes.
And not looking to be rescued or not looking to rescue.
Right. Yeah.
That's, part of the game, part of
it
the
is.
reason, we're here for, to learn to sing.
Yes.
These songs of freedom. Because all I ever have, redemption songs.
Yeah.
All I ever have, redemption songs. These songs of freedom. Songs of freedom. And do you know that word's been so big in my awareness this year and last year too. I think my beautiful one of my I call her my daughter, that lives in my home, Linda. Every year she has a word that she focuses on for the year. And I remember her asking me this year, what is your word? And I'm like, I'm feeling freedom. I'm feeling freedom. So that has been a big, awareness in my life. So thank you, Bruce, for this song.
Well, thank you, Donna. Thank you so much. And I think it's a big word that's been on a lot of people's minds. And
let's start singing, people.
Yeah.
Let's sing our songs of freedom.
Let's sing them. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for joining us here at
Lyrical Wisdom.